Howdy folks, welcome to Katie Phillips Scrapbook Designs. I'm Katie, and today we're going to work on page number 1 in the Welcome Sweet Boy mini album. And page number 1 is going to have two different parts. The first part is going to be the outer page, which will be more focused on the day of the birthday, and then the second part, which will be more focused on photographs from his first month. So we have two pages at 8 1/4 by 7 1/2, and one of these will be the base page, and one of these will be a flap. Both of them we're going to score at 7 3/4 and 7 1/2 inches. And we also have a piece of cardstock cut to 8 1/2 inches by 3 inches. We're going to score that at 1/2 inch, fold that under, score again at 7 1/2 inches, and then score the 3-inch side at 2 1/2 inches. We also have a set of doors. They are 4 1/4 by 7 1/2, and we're going to score the 4 1/4 inch side at 3 3/4 inches. And to go on top of that, we've got a couple of pages. This one is 7 3/8 inch squared, and we have a piece that is 7 1/4 inch squared. And this pattern and this pattern are patterns that I designed myself, and unfortunately I cannot make this pattern available because I didn't purchase the rights to distribute. So the images are not mine, just the pattern is. But if you purchase the clip art, then you can make your own seamless patterns in Photoshop or whatever photo manipulating software you prefer. So let's get started. I am going to first score the flap and the doors and the pocket. Oh, also we've actually got two pieces at 7 3/8 squared and two pieces at 7 1/4 inch squared. We've got a piece at 7 3/8 by 2 3/8, 7 1/4 by 2 1/4, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. And we're also going to need two magnets. I'm going to start by putting the doors down. And I want to get the score lines lined up here on the left so that there's enough room for the pocket in between these two. And I want to get this score line lined up really good with the free edge on the right. And I'm going to make sure that there is room for the pocket in between these. It's okay if there's a little bit of a gap between the doors, that's fine. All right, now I'm going to add double-sided tape to the inside of my pocket here. I'm going to clip the corners off of this pocket. Now I need to mount this. Let's see. Let's put that. All right. So first, I'm going to glue this piece down to the larger mat. And since we're really close on the size here, I'm going to make sure that I've got a gap up at the top and not worry so much about the gap at the bottom because that's going to be covered by the pocket anyway. So I'm bringing the mat down right up against the bottom score line, and I'm centering it between the two side score lines. And then folding that over. Then repeat on the other two sides. I'm going to add glue to the back and glue this down inside the interior of the flap. Because I want the flap to open from right to left, I'm making sure that I've got the tab over here before gluing this down. And now we're going to add mat to the pocket. And in order to keep the bulk down, I'm not going to do a whole lot of matting inside on the pocket, so there'll be plenty of room for photographs or journaling or whatever mom and dad would like to do. Now I need a magnet on this side, and I'm actually going to wait to put the magnet down. Let's see. Yes, I think so. So I'm gonna glue these. No, I'm not gonna glue these two pieces together. Not yet, anyway. Come on. Actually, you know what I am gonna do? This is all part of the process. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to position this piece, and I'm going to add a magnet right there. So it's about an inch from the gap and about halfway from top to bottom. And again, this piece is 7 1/4 inch squared. The piece with the magnet on it is 7 3/8 inch squared. And this one is directional, so I'm going to make sure that I've got this right side up before I place it down. And now I'm going to cut this in half, so I will be right back. All right, we've got it cut in half. It's about 3 5/8 on each side. Make sure that we glue the magnet down on the right side, so I'm going to take care of that one first. And we're going to go right up to the edge of the flap. There's that magnet. Repeat that on the left. Oh, I forgot a step, and I'm glad I caught that before this has had a chance to dry. Come on, let it go. I need to add something to secure it down. And I'm going to do that with ribbon. Trying to avoid cussing. All right, here we go. There's that side. Okay, we're just going to secure this piece on the left side. And I'm just eyeballing roughly where the center is here. Now we need to drop the magnet. So this piece is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. This one is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I'm going to glue that down. So this is the first part of page number 1. And now Mom and Dad have a great place to put baby's first photograph. Nice 4x6 portrait. Some additional space to add photographs from labor and delivery and baby's first day, and do a little journaling. And now we need to add the rest of baby's first month. This I tested out before I filmed it because I wanted to make sure that this was going to work. This is a 7 1/4 by 7 1/4 inch squared piece of pattern paper, and I've got marks at 1/4 of an inch from both sides. This mark is 1/4 of an inch, 3.5 inches, 4 inches, and then again 1/4 of an inch from this side. And this line is 1/4 of an inch from the top, 3/4 of an inch, 4 1/4, or 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/4, and 2 3/4, I believe. And what I'm going to do, and what I did with this side, is I just sliced this line between these two marks, and I repeated that 6 times. And I've added a waterfall by sliding the tab into those slots. So the waterfall pieces are 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, and I'm going to score the 4 3/4 inside at 4 1/4 inches. And then I'm going to make these cuts and insert them in there. Okay, now I'm going to taper all of these tabs. Otherwise, it's a really tight fit, and it's a struggle to get any of the waterfall pieces to fit inside those tabs. But by tapering it, that makes the job a little bit easier. I am just freehanding this. It seemed to work just fine without a straight edge. I may come to regret that, but so far so good. Okay, now to add the waterfall, I'm going to start at the bottom and insert this tab through the bottom slot. Interesting. gonna go ahead and I'm gonna widen those slots just a little bit. Okay, that's quite a bit better. Still not quite ideal though. Okay. So this piece is in and relatively straight. I'm going to add glue to the back of the pattern paper and press that tab down. And then I'm going to insert the next one, and I want to make sure that it's lined up with this one. And then repeat. Add glue to the back of the pattern paper under the tab and press down. And then I'm going to keep going and work my way up the waterfall, keeping everything as straight as I can. And adding glue. By the way, there are a total of 12 of these pieces that are 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Now we're going to glue this down to the larger mat, and I'm going to make sure to get plenty of glue around the edge here. As well as over each of these tabs. And in the center there. That is a lot of glue. that is pretty much the effect that I was trying to get. Okay, now we need to score the base page. And just like the flap that we did a moment ago, those score lines go at 7 3/4 and 7.5 inches. And also, like the flap that we did a moment ago, we are going to add a ribbon to the free edge here. So this is going to be our closure. So let's go ahead and glue this piece. Actually, we're not ready to glue that down yet. We need to glue this flap down first. That was almost less than awesome. So I'm lining up the two score lines at 7.5 inches and pressing down. And now we can add this page, or this double waterfall. Since this is a first baby, a first grandbaby on both sides, there's going to be a lot of photographs. Apologies to all second, third, and later on children, but first children really tend to get a lot of pictures. And when my daughter was born, you still had to go buy a camera and you had to buy film if you wanted baby pictures. Nowadays, with camera phones, it feels like there's a lot more baby pictures out there every time someone has a baby, which is awesome. So, page number 1 has room for lots and lots of photographs of the first month. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more mini album related content. I release new videos every Tuesday and Friday. If you have a question, leave me a comment in the comment section down below, and I will link to all the materials that you can purchase online, including the patterns in the Etsy store, obviously except for this one, in the description box. And I'm going to try to upload this plaid pattern, since this is mine. I'm going to try to upload this to my Facebook group, and if I do that, it will be also linked in the description box down below. We will see you guys next time. Bye!